Alright, good Gaia. What was it that you wanted to tell me a bit ago?
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
I am pleased you accepted their help.
Of course I was going to accept their help, but what do you take me as? Someone who doesn't want help? Alright, our progress about the old world and subordinate functions, presumably, yeah. The missing.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Yes.
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged.
Is this just repeating the stuff that I've already said, like already asked before?
Pharaoh, huh?
Yes.
All three, or were? Do you still?
If attainable, restoring the perhaps Artemis.
Okay. So let me just ask this.
How's Katalo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
I'm sorry, can you make him a robotic arm?
I'm sure he will be.
Is that something you can do? Just make him a robot arm?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it.
It'll definitely be beneficial for just the Otaru in general.
Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying old world data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
Unfortunate.
How's Aaron handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus after an initial incident.
Quick question, because I actually don't know. I do wonder, did the creators possibly confuse vegan with vegetarian, because they are different? Because I've not seen anything that would imply that the Utaru could make use of things that would make them not vegan. And unless, I don't know, maybe there's some animal that they, I don't know, milk or something. As far as I can tell from what I've seen, they're vegan. I don't know.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
Alright, and what about the old world? This place?
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Yeah.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
That's why there's the drones.
From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality.
Yeah.
Should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I've already found some of the drones, but there's many more.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn,
Yeah.
the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated
I guess make the viruses and then sell.
To build automated killing machines.
Make the
They wanted
viruses
to infect them with too.
and what, sell the fixes to them? Like make advanced viruses, make people like, damn, I can't fix it, and then what, be the ones to sell the fixes? Most likely.
So,
Pretty much
a
real
while back,
scumbag
before the Battle
stuff.
of Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
There.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
There.
Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
Ooh, more stuff.
The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database.
Shite.
Climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
Interesting. At least the not being habitable stuff, considering California is currently on fire, and just generally the said region that this hot zone crisis happened in real life is not exactly what I would call in a good state. I have a feeling that's a little accurate to what might happen.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley.
Yeah.
Until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
Yay. I've successfully
I'll be on my way.
done every talk.
I wish you safe travels.
Goodbye. And how long did that talking take? Nearly 10 minutes. Goodness. Now we can actually continue with the story.
Aloy, I was able to unlock another room in the main living area.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
What is room?
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
I see. That's the second time I've said the same thing as the character. Noted. What is this one?
Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Well, that's good. What's this?
Shuttle. Like the one I blew up at Far Zenith's launch facility. Varl seemed pretty interested in space travel. I guess he wanted a keepsake.
Nerd. Imagine being
Looks like Erend
um
and Katalo moved their stuff in.
but nerd, imagine being actually so obsessed with space. He's that it just becomes your entire personality. Couldn't be me.
Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door.
Oh, this one.
Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for control center operatives.
Huh.
Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost in the Apollo database.
That's too bad.
Let's see. Anything I can scan here? No. What's through here? Yeah, lol.
There's data here. Another room. What for?
Can I pull it closer? At least close enough to interact. What is this?
Switch to a private log? Okay, so Regional Control Center 9. Design of the facility's coming along. When Gaia finally builds it, it'll have everything it needs. Except personality. So, I'm going to sneak in my own mark. A couple of flourishes. Starting with this little tucked-away hideout. August would have gotten a kick out of it. He loved hidden passages, like the kind in old English castles. But I've got something bigger planned. My piece de resistance, if you will.
Interesting. Are there hidden areas throughout this entire place? Because that's what it's seeming like. Oh, what, can I find one in here? No. So I think that was the room, the new room that guy has opened, so would it stand to be that one would be the next one? Yeah, that's what it seems like. Not seeing anything else that's new.
There she is.
Hello.
You ready to head out?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
I agree. This do ought to be good. And then we're climbing.
This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
Oh, you big crybaby. You'll get used to climbing. That's a weird sound. I see. I was right. I was right. You can EMP the shield.
Well, that takes the keg.
That seemed to have killed her. But I was right.
See if there's anything
Some.
over there.
It seems like you can EMP the shield, which is
Across the battlefield.
exactly what I was thinking. It's a shield. It's gotta have some kind of electric base. Like,
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Like,
Almost didn't make it.
an electric-based shield can be EMP'd, and that's what it seems like this one had. So let's examine the corpse, I guess.
Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield.
Yeah, I wanna...
Why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
Yeah, I wanna...
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come
Hello,
and go at
Verbena?
will,
What do you have for me?
but it's gone now.
I checked everywhere, still no sign of the...
Okay. I'm just gonna play the audio one here.
What?
Hello, Verbena? What do you have for me?
I checked everywhere, still no sign of the asset. Can we call off this pointless search already?
Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
Hmm. But that's what she was up to.
Go do your thing.
Can we call off this...
I'll wait here.
Yeah. Let me scan... Yeah, no need to scan this, I can just do this.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
The subordinate function, maybe? Vector... Asset... I see. That's just a crate. It's just a crate.
What a mess.
Yeah, definitely want to go see what this is. Could give us an inclination towards how to take down the shield. Oh. Seems like some Oseram were camping out here,
Looks like the
maybe?
rebels camped here for a while.
No, rebels.
Are they watching this area?
Well, seems like whatever they were doing here was quite efficient at being able to make something that could take down the Zenith shield.
An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Telemetry log. I see.
Weapon's still hot.
I would expect it to be.
I
It's
need to know
actively
how
on
it works.
fire.
But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
Okay.
Alright.
Can't touch it right
I
now.
think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
Yeah. It seems like they're...
Pouring on me.
Seems like that's some kind of EMP that took down the shield, that much I can say.
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack.
Mhm.
I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They
Interesting.
were waiting for the Zenith to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The
Interesting.
Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else.
Okay.
It's probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
Does mean...
She was searching for something she'd lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called...
But if they got it to work even with it blowing up, they can fix...
Sub-function thing you said could be
they could fix it so it doesn't blow up.
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
That's definitely one thing. They could make one that doesn't blow up. Which could be useful. Well, if we're able to get our hands on it, as that would allow us to, well, take them down. Did they drill a hole into the mountain? 'Cause that's really what that looks like.
Way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain.
Yeah.
Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful.
Some kind of
That Zenith
strong...
the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
Either specters can do that, or it's something even
Aaron,
stronger
stay
than a
here and stay
specter.
watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
And
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
preferably stay hidden. I wouldn't recommend standing just directly out in the open. So here's where our SOS coordinates are.
There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
It's a possibility to consider. It's a strange facility, needless to say. Not really seeing anything over here. Okay. Yes, continue down the proper path. Oh, there's at least this. Oh boy, 3 shards.
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
Well, let's see what this is. Awesome. Access, transfer, initiate operation, suspended fusion reactor on standby, download initiated. Depending on how recent that is, that might mean this was an intentional thing to try and lure us here. That might imply that.
I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed.
Yeah, that might very much imply that they're trying to lure us here. It reminds me of like a Warframe.
Research lab.
Hmm.
Looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. Then why were the Zenith still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
Yeah, it's like, it kind of reminds me of like stuff from Warframe.
So, exploring another far Zenith ruin.
Not the
This
first
one
one.
doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
I'm sure it will
Or
eventually.
anything you can blow up.
I'm sure the killer machines and the things that I can blow up will arrive in due time. Don't worry. You will get the fun things. It's hard to really even say what's the like correct path, if I'm being honest. Like, what's any of this? I want to try and explore the whole place thoroughly in case it has anything that could be useful.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
I wonder too.
Knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things for their own benefit.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Okay. Whoop. Yeah. I just need to search the whole place.
This place keeps on going.
Yep.
We better check in that room.
Oh, another thing. Spoon-fed. Daniel McGill to Claire... Okay. Wish you had been on the call. Wish you'd been on the call with me with Zero Dawn. Whoever negotiated this deal with them was ingenuous. A bunch of our old tech collecting dust and storage in exchange for a copy of all human knowledge. Talk about a bargain. And then the guy kept heading up up at the Eleuthia subfunction, Patrick. Like a Brochard or Klein? And you could practically see the sparkles in his eyes when he was bombarding us with follow-up questions on the ectogenic chambers design. It was like we were waving catnip in front of him anyways. He's there requesting additional material on nutrition delivery. Higher-ups gave the go-ahead, so I sent over everything we have. Brochard Klein will probably pee his pants in glee. Fascinating. An inoperable door of sorts. Okay. Just because I want to make sure. I want to see what's down this way just before going for the definite proper path. Oh, what's that? Got it. We got this door. What's behind door number 1? Behind door number 1 is lore. Okay, well, as you will undoubtedly have heard by now, you lost the brightest star among us. Research on ectogenesis for the Odyssey was near and dear to Peter. On the behalf of the new High Council, I commend you all for your efforts and the great strides made over the last several years. Yet, as we mourn our founder, we must also keep our gaze on the bright future ahead. To that end, we will be shifting project priorities. Over the coming days, you will be briefed on existing developments in longevity research from our Tokyo and Lagos facilities. With new assignments to follow. In the meantime, all ectogenic chambers should be moved to storage. Refer to your leads with any questions. That could be the asset. There's maybe something in a chamber.
Find anything that might tell us?
Seen significant improvements, decreasing the time between touch-ups that commercially available treatments like osteophysiology requires. As for Malik's team, the latest results from their neurophysiology experiments seem promising. With delayed supplementary data provided by our Tokyo facility, it seems that we are closing in on functional first-generation implants. Meanwhile, our friends in Zerch have sent over their findings on WBEE. Mixed results. A couple of promising avenues, but anything bordering on real digital transcendence looks to be decades away, if not.
What the asset is?
I don't think so.
I think I might be getting an idea of what the asset might be. They're mentioning digital transcendence. Sounds like most likely yield transhumanist garbage.
This place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
The asset might be digital immortality.
Let's look around.
That's what the asset's sounding like to me.
How is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a
Uh-huh.
lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure.
It's understandable that he'd be loyal to a friend like Aloy,
Control console. To access the storage units.
considering
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
before I touch the terminal, I want to see what's in this room. Considering all the stuff Aloy has done for Erend, it makes sense that, you'd be loyal. Well, like that's one thing for sure. That makes complete sense. You don't really do all the things that you do that Aloy did for Erend without making a good friend. Anyways, Ode.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to
Oh,
retrieve.
I know. Where is the note? Where is the data point? There, specifically ones for story. I'm blind. This one, quests. Where was it? No. This one. 237.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right.
It was 237. Alright. Whatever we're looking for is presumably in one of these pods. That one? The one dramatically approaching? That is another one.
Aloy.
Is that a third one?
It's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Mind control?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Veda. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Far Zenith. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now.
But they have the other three.
But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, or this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
Okay.
So
She's still alive.
we need to get her back to...
Uh-oh. Not good.
Shit, they can fly. Aloy. Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's
Yes.
going on, Erend?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
Okay.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Time to deal with a specter.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here.
Yeah. Make sure.
Can't let it get through to Varl on the clone.
Okay. In what way could I prepare? I mean, I guess I could set up some traps. Do I have those good blast traps? Yeah. But like one there
Here
and
it comes!
one there. Okay. Let me... Large health potion, go.
Feeling better. Ooh, ugly one, aren't you?
Hey, buddy. Okay, that missed. Whoa. Come on. That hit it. Hey. Whoa. Okay.
See if it has any weak spots.
Yeah, I want to see. So that cannon is a good... Okay, acid is really good against it. Get the acid out.
Things quick.
And it seems like that cannon is that right there. There we go. If I can get it, I should definitely try and get that cannon off of it. Oh my god, that did so much to it. That's where the cannon is, it's back there. That took it out.
There.
Are you okay, Aloy.
Yeah.
I
I'm
really
heading up
killed
top.
it. Oh
Stay
my.
down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Okay. I'm not gonna continue looking at that. But, needless to say, I really killed it. It is freaking the hell out up there. Do I have another... No, I don't have another meal. I have a...
With that other Spectre.
I have a
Just
potion.
hope Aaron stays in cover.
Okay, I should get the acid traps out. I can place it, and then maybe have it walk through it and do big damage to it and get the acid off.
Aaron!
Yeah, the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
Don't worry, I'm almost there, Aaron.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do. Shield down! It's on the move!
Okay. Whoa, weird. Good to know we had the same idea. Whoa. Okay. Oh my. Okay, we're doing this. Okay. Nice. Oh, I don't know what I hit, but that was a good hit. Nice. Ooh, funny gun. We should grab that.
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon.
Could be giving some invaluable information, maybe how to take... Maybe it could be implemented or something to take down the fire Zeniths.
Figure out how that thing works. Maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all.
Yes. Exactly. Maybe what I was thinking. Hello. Something to do with this disc.
No.
Unfortunate.
Damn it.
Well, what's the ball? The ball seemed important.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Hello? Oh. Okay.
I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze.
That was
We
intentional.
can replicate it. Maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths.
I agree.
I should check on the clone too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Okay.
So the old ones painted their faces with something called makeup. Like the card show. Why? Yeah, it beats me.
It probably meant something.
Aaron, you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
Right, there's two of you now. At least you seem to be handling it okay.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I'm trying.
Alright. How's your training going, my
You
friend?
ready next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
I see.
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed. I promise.
I'm sure you will.
Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
Honestly, not bad logic.
I have to get going.
Try and
Don't go causing too much
keep
trouble.
when someone's in a state like that, just try and keep things that might hurt your head to a minimum.
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take
Oh,
what you need.
very cool. Alright, what do you have to say?
Aloy, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just, checking up on how everyone's doing.
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in the basement? Guess this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
A little.
Varl said she may be able to help us in our mission, though.
Maybe. You said you met Beta?
Yeah.
Varl mentioned she
Honestly,
I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
yeah, I think if I was a clone and then I met another clone,
She looks
like, yeah, I think just the whole thing would be confusing. If I learned I was a clone of someone, A, that would hurt my head, but then learning that there's another clone who was cloned off of that person but isn't me, so there's now two clones and I'm one of them, and then there's another one. Yeah, that just sounds like that would hurt head a lot.
looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
I have a feeling she's not exactly conscious. This is technically for most of it.
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings, the subfunctions. I wanted to understand why one of them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again. Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited.
Also,
with Gaia.
unfortunate to know that they have that Zenith have the other three subfunctions.
I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those stormbirds in line.
But I definitely would be beneficial to get those get the other three subfunctions from Far Zenith, considering, you know, they have them. Like, that's definitely what I'm thinking. Because as it stands, with them having that...
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
Oh.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
That's good.
A useful war map.
And we have whatever that is.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varl and Aaron brought in, she's related to you.
Technically?
Hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like you, we've just gained reinforcements.
Maybe.
Unsure. Really. Nothing new there. Let's see what you have to
I
say.
heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tanakh territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's just looking for someone who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
I would presume so, considering how adamant she was to get to her friend.
Chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regalla's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
The Nora are strong in their own right.
You said
just a little,
That's right. I've been
rude to
your first fight with the Zenith Spectres.
Outcasts.
And more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
They have
I'm with you there.
They have anywhere between 12 and 4,000. And
getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
I need to go.
Well,
on your way then.
I hope your war map helps us out there, considering you got that. This that's there's the down.
And check on the clone.
I'm gonna check on the clone first.
Aloy, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her.
Hello.
Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device.
The
brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
I see.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Interesting, a focus is apparently primitive compared to whatever the far Zenith have.
Booting up.
So, Aloy, I suppose you want information. About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Interesting.
So, the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth.
Uh-huh.
On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system.
But
why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
That does match with what they want. Also interesting, I think their planet did die.
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over?
When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that?
Without their Gaia kernel, they'll
well, considering what far Zenith were, at the very start of the game was mentioned, considering the kind of people far Zenith were, the kind of people who would want to do that would be capitalists.
The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you.
Yes.
And you went along with it? They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system.
When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
Yes.
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Yeah, well, surprise.
This sits back down.
Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them?
They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know.
That does, again, fall in line.
Set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable.
What's inside?
I see. It can't get pregnant, at least.
So they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit, plus infrastructure to gather materials.
But the ship is still in orbit.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
Gaia, I know exactly what we need to do. You need to build a laser it can shoot up into space.
Back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space. Other survivors of the colony.
I got it. We need to build a laser it can shoot up into space, blow up the ship.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius.
I'm sure of their own creating.
That it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age too.
I'm sure you're based on the fact that they don't seem to have changed from being capitalists as pigs. I'm sure it was a natural disaster of their own creating.
How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run, I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
I see.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Verbena's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
When it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission.
Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers. And the Gaia root kernel? I told them I could capture Luthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me. Well done.
Also, now that I think about it, we have 2 root kernels. We can get both Poseidon and Demeter at the... You can get both of them simultaneously instead of having to do them separately. Maybe we could back-to-back it and then head back here.
You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing? The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA. I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it? That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
I see. Do they have a working version of the Apollo archive?
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that? But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress. Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Farrow purged it. The Zeniths have a copy, so it still exists.
Okay.
I got to learn from it. Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
We need to get that database.
All that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating.
We need to figure out some way to get access to the Apollo archive.
I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or... So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths? How did you know? Optimal strategy, so? Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus. What? You don't have Hephaestus already? Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location, of course not! You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing. They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location. What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything, everyone, are gonna die. Hey, calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything
Okay, so, because the voice actor for Aloy is the same voice actor for Tiny Tina in Borderlands, I can really hear in that little breakdown there, I could kind of hear Tiny Tina starting to slip out.
See if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
Like, I genuinely was hearing, like, Tiny Tina starting to slip out there.
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
Also, Beta, you underestimate. Just because we're not further along does not mean that we can't.
Funny how? They're close. They're weird. They're so tight.
For once, I'd have to agree. I'd rip those things to shreds in a fight.
Guess they didn't move around as much.
But yeah, you underestimate us just because we're farther behind than you would expect. It does not mean that we can't get farther.
You okay? This Beta thing. It's a lot.
Especially now that we have 2 root kernels to work with.
Trying to take it one step at a time.
Fair enough. If you need anything, just let me know.
Companions.
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Aaron. He was totally lost. Then Zoe said something about 2 trees coming from 1 seed. That seemed to help a bit.
I see everyone settling in.
Well,
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds of plants in here. Says a home should always spring with life anew. I asked Aaron to help find some. I think he'd rather stick his head into a snap mall.
Still, it's not a bad idea. Should liven up the place.
definitely needs to be livened up. It can't just be a nondescript white metal.
It's good to see you and Zoe enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a gift, and to thank her for helping me study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. If you ask me, stuffing a dead animal with anything, really, doesn't sound like a good time for anybody.
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else.
I can confirm to you, stuffed animals are not in fact like actual animals. But also, you can't hear me behind the screen. I'm laughing at myself with that just 22 skill points sitting there. Hello, Gaia.
Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
Yes.
A moment. I will scan it.
Orb.
Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced.
Okay.
Comparable to Zenith technology. But not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core.
I see.
Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands.
Not a bad tactic.
Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
I feel like I know who that might be.
Based on your data on him.
Yeah, it is Silence.
Well.
Most likely.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Yes.
Right. One problem at a time.
Though considering...
I guess I better get back out there.
Considering the far Zeniths have all three on them, should we happen to get
Thanks, Gaia.
a...
Guess we won't be making use of Silent's weapon.
Huh.
And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us.
Okay. That's a lot of things.
Not to distract me.
Goodness.
I still have 2 more subfunctions to get.
Jeez. Stop assaulting me with things. But considering Far Zenith has the other 3 subordinate functions, should we happen to at all at any point gain access, be able to grab those? Because it actually might end up being extremely helpful, as we could very simply just transfer that data to Gaia, like in kind of one fell swoop, if that makes sense, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that definitely is a case that could make it extremely simple. Well, with just, like, what that would allow to do. Oh, interesting. That's where we were. Huh. But yeah. Things are progressing. I have a feeling I kind of know what I want to do for next episode, but there's kind of various things, so it might be a few episodes before proper story progression happens. Like...
I know. It makes you want to punch something. More like someone. Well, you're the one that helped me find it. People make mistakes.
But yeah, Because, like, there's a few side quests I could do. There's also this, where is it? This cauldron. And then there's also the outpost. It's like, there's also, yeah, salt bite. There's a few various things that could be done. And I think the next few episodes might be a bit side quest heavy before then properly continuing the main story. Like, there's also the part where I might do the arena, but I'm unsure if I'll do that off camera or not. Off camera, but on camera enough to show, like, actually completing it. But anyways, that is a question for the future. I will see you all in the next episode. We have recovered stuff from Far Zenith. We got Beta, so they don't really have their way to continue anymore. Or with what they want to do, which is a positive. But I will see you all in the next episode. Peace out and bye-bye!